Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. As you can probably tell, in this video we are taking a look at the very cool, very awesome Spider-Man VHS box set 2-pack. Is that a mouthful or what? Green Goblin and Mary Jane Watson. Now, straight out of the box, let's just crack these open and get them out. There's the glider there and some kind of little bag of accessories. There's Green Goblin. And in the other part of the box would be Mary Jane Watson. Now, of course, these VHS box sets follow the very successful X-Men VHS box set line that Hasbro did not too long ago. The only difference with these ones is that they are 2-packs, so they are 2 VHS boxes kind of stuck together. So it looks like 2 boxes, but it's actually just one big box. So let's take a look at the figures inside. So this is Green Goblin. He's very cool looking, he's very animated looking, he's got really bright kind of pinky purple suit, gloves and boots and hat, and a very nice colour, a nice shade of green on his suit. Unfortunately he's not pinless, so it is reusing a lot of old moulds here, but that's not surprising considering we've had a couple of Green Goblins in the past. I thought that it would be similar parts. The standout part without a doubt is the head. The head is absolutely fantastic with the kind of sock hat, shall we say. It looks a little bit different to the other hats, but yeah, he's just very cool. The other notable difference as well is that the previous Green Goblins have had like the scale effect on the arms and the legs, whereas this one is smooth, so it's a lot more in keeping with how he looked in the animated TV show. I must admit, I think this is probably my favourite Green Goblin to date. They have got progressively better, and I will grab one of the other ones to take a look at, but we had the kind of really dark green one, which is the older one. I think it came out in about 2016-ish, and then more recently we had the retro card back one as well. So everyone went nuts for that, thought it was absolutely fantastic, but there were elements of it that people didn't like, in particular the eyes. And I think this one has kind of just stepped up on all of that. And I think that if you haven't got a Green Goblin in your collection, do not sleep on this 2-pack. This is probably the most definitive Green Goblin we've had to date, in my personal opinion. He's of course got his little satchel there, which is a nice shade of green. And again, something that's a little bit different this time round is the glider. So it's a lot more in keeping with how it looked in the animated series. So the face, the head of the glider is much larger and has got a lot more detail, and the little thruster at the back as well has got a bit of detail as well. But the really cool thing that I think about this one in particular compared to the others is once you put him on, he stands on it the same way. You can actually stand Green Goblin up on the glider on a flat surface. Now previously they were quite difficult to stand characters up on. They use the same kind of foot hooks, which work really well with Green Goblin because the boots kind of hook in there, but you weren't able to stand the glider up flat and flush with the floor like you can now, so that is definitely a plus. He of course comes with an Osborn unmasked head as well, and this is very cartoony, very comic book looking, very nice, very cool indeed. And he comes with a signature pumpkin bomb. These are all the same, they're just painted slightly different, so I'm not going to look at that too much. Next part of this 2-pack is Mary Jane, and she is completely pinless, a completely new sculpt, and is basically wearing the clothes that we saw her in the animated series. So this is a very good Mary Jane Watson figure indeed. Bit of a weird one because obviously she is just a civilian body and there's not a huge amount that you can do with her, but I'm sure this head will come in use on various other things. I did want to grab a spinneret and try it on that, but I couldn't actually get to her. She's kind of at the back of my shelf. But it's cool to have Mary Jane Watson in the collection as well. The really interesting thing about this as well is it's a civilian and a character. Now let's grab one of those older Green Goblins. This is the retro one, so it's, when I say older, it's not actually that old. I think it's what, 2 years old, maybe a year old. And as you can see, the colours are quite a bit different, and the scaling, if that's the right word, on his thighs and arms are really quite predominant there, whereas on the new one he's nice and smooth. The head is definitely different, and I think that you'll agree that this new version of the head is much better. It looks much more in keeping with Goblin. There is the unmasked head that came with the animated one. I just popped him on a civilian body, and you can see there's quite a significant difference between the two. The other one looks very kind of realistic, whereas this new one looks very cartoony. It's got a lot more kind of characterization in the chin and the profile and everything like that. So Yeah, I'm not sure which head I prefer. I think I prefer the older one. I'm not sure. But the Goblin, definitely prefer the newer one. So Green Goblin and Mary Jane Watson 2-pack is definitely a 2 thumbs up for me. It's a very good 2-pack, definitely worth picking up. And I think it would make a welcome addition to a lot of collectors' collection. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. And do check out my channel for some other 5-minute figure reviews. Until next time, I'll see you soon.